to find out who is truly at the top of the LCS now.
Common egg. Nice common egg there by Saint. Onto Darkwings, will be vulnerable for a return gank. Obviously, it's still totally fine with where Darkwings got egg, but getting the egg that early can be quite beneficial if they want to get a Darkwings kill later. And to your point, Saint and Quid, the only two players currently to have a Player of the Week. Like, Quid has won 2, Saint has won that 1, and Saint has taken all that momentum he had from MSI, translated it straight here to the LCS stage.
So Impact did not actually hold his W, so there's a flash in from Dokla looking for the solo, and I think he's gonna get it. Does not hold the skill point, doesn't have it for the remount. Wanted to use it for trading earlier on, and Dokla in the counter matchup makes it look easy. He had already forced his flash, which must happen off screen, but that was super simple there for Dokla, and Impact is in a disaster spot already. You took the counter pick, you were down 14 CS and got solo killed by 4 minutes.
It's crazy. So he burned the flash at level 1.
Flag and drag out over the wall. Likely to give up 2. Scatter going to connect there onto Huhi, but is pretty tanky and will be difficult to fight their way in past Darkwings. You can see both top laners are moving down, but Impact is still dismounted. This could be a dangerous fight for him. Armeo looking. The second grub going to be taken as there's the taunt flash onto Darkwings. Flashes over the wall to get away from Armeo. Saint going to be looking with the scatter here. Hanbok trying to turn back around there with Huhi. It's on the side. The ult gets popped as it's Dokla looking for Impact, chasing him down, dismounts him once again as the Cataclysm is there onto Hanbok. Saint going to get knocked back over the wall by the Blast Cone. Saint flashes out with no HP, finally burns down. Armeo is fighting. Darkwings is out of mana. And it is a kill on the top side there for Dokla onto Impact.
Fight on 2 fronts. Dokla gets the 1v1 up top with an extended turret dive, and Rahel's Ezreal ultimate almost turned that. Saint got put in a pretty goofy position, getting blast coned over by Huhi's Leona, but let's watch it one more time. The Anivia really sectioning Saint down at the beginning of the fight, and then it's kind of about waiting for cooldowns, right? Saint used his QE early, but then once Huhi flies over the wall, Armeo and Ios decide to just all in on Hanbok. Going to focus on the bottom fight here because Saint gets thrown back in. Looks like he flashed into the Ezreal ultimate over the wall, which eventually led to him falling. Otherwise, that could have been an even bigger win for LYON.
Yeah, that was pretty well played by Huhi, just hitting that blast cone to knock Saint back into the pit, gets him low, and then he tries to flash out, gets tagged by that ulti as you're talking about, and now Dokla does have his experimental Hexblade. Great scatter there from Saint, and Huhi is just gonna be gone. Has no flash and has no way out. Berserker picking up the kill. Great roam there from Saint. And this is your MasterCard power spike of the game. Dokla with those 2 early kills. I think both of them were a solo as well. I'm not sure if anyone got an assist onto Impact. And he is gonna be so far ahead. Impact just can't take any of these fights.
That's really insane. I mean, it is, I think, at this point, an overpowered pick.
Insanely high risk, high reward champion. You can just play a tank into Olaf and kind of just lose gracefully, right? You know, you're not going to have a fun time. You're not going to be able to take a lot of trades, but you can farm and you can be useful. And we'll see if he can find a way. As Saint here going to get caught, and he's going to get solar flared. The follow-up stun is there, and on the other side, the Petrifying Gaze was onto the Xin Zhao, who falls as well. Saint stays alive. Darkwings is dead, and LYON crushed the fight and are just starting to run away with it.
Yeah, maybe they're fine without Inspired. You know, the more I watch this game, it feels like everyone is just smashing. Dokla still in the top lane. What a crisp fight that was. Dokla might end up falling here. He's got ult still.
Yeah, going to be stunned up. There's the Ignite. He's going to flash over the wall, but a great joust to follow from Impact. Dokla tries to take the fight, cannot do it. Overextended, punished there by Huhi.
And then not panicking with the ultimate onto Saint, so getting kind of all his cooldowns off in the fight initially before providing the shield onto Saint really just allowed them to maximize that fight.
Zenithblade going to connect here onto Isles. Isles tries to taunt over the wall, gets pulled back by the bear trap on a rope. Knocked down there by Hanbok. 2 times Isles up towards that top side, and this time he is going to be punished. Armeo going to look down on bot side for Darkwings.
No flash,
wall
no
has
wall.
just been spent. Yeah, no wall, no flash, no egg, no nothing. And this is going to be a pretty easy kill here. You have to think they give it over, tried to give it over to Dokla. I'm not even sure how Armeo got it.
I think he smote him to death either, so tempo not disrupted. Saint in a position to carry this game as well with the Anivia, still playing so well. 10 CS per minute, not to mention the first turret of the game. Very, very strong.
Yeah, Hambach here on the invade. Armeo will just flag and drag away, but Sentinels moving a lot of members up towards topside. Dokla going to TP in behind them, and they're going to look to try to force the fight. Eyes here onto Hambach. He gets caught and just knocked down in a hurry. Nothing he can really do about that. Great TP from Dokla, and now they're looking topside for Darkwings, who has no turret, going to try to TP out. Looks like he just might do it. Stays safe, as it looks like the Unleashed Power would have potentially killed him, but TP's out just in time.
Narrow escape, but just a beautiful play by Dokla right there. He's not even in base for that TP. He's just pushing bot wave.
And then he played great on Ziggs. And then he came back here and he's played great on Cassio. And he feels like he really has kind of turned over a new leaf and is playing incredibly well on these different champions. As Darkwing's going to get put low here. The Unleashed Power from Saint doesn't quite finish him off, but there's the taunt over onto Hui, and he is going to be in a lot of trouble. Berserker goes in with Petrifying Gaze, trying to fight against Hambach, and Hambach going to be locked into the Cataclysm there by Armeo. Flashes out, trying to make a run for it, won't be able to get away. Impact and Darkwings limping out to safety, but 2 more easy kills while Dokla just farms plates topside.
Yeah, I mean, it was an insane numbers advantage right there. Impact was in base with no charge. Saint chunks the Anivia out, and then he's entering the fight. So anyone who's actually fighting in River is just going to get obliterated because there's too many people there. I mean, even while that was happening, Rahel's like picking up blue buff.
Dokla just going to take this 1v2. We'll see how he does. Pushes Impact back. They have to run. They're trying to wait out the ulti, and now the charge comes back up as that ultimate expires. 3 members show up. Rahel gets the kill. Dokla bites off more than he can chew.
Couple of times this game, Dokla's pushing his advantage a little bit too hard, but fortunately for him, Saint.
Syndra now, level 15, just completed the death cap, and has 8 stacks on the Darksteel. So Saint is ridiculously strong right now. Dokla going to be working in towards his 3rd item as Armeo just goes straight in onto Hambach. Going to get hit by the Cataclysm once again. Taunt there to follow it up from Isles. But a great wall actually keeps Berserker out of the fight, and the Isles goes down. Berserker, though, fighting against Impact on the side. Dokla here joining up with him. He's going to have to use the charge to retreat, but he gets dismounted. Knocked off his horse, and now a great wall. Good sidestep from all of Sentinels. Avoid the Petrifying Gaze. True Shot Barrage comes in, tags 1. Sentinels don't look like they can find more. Hui's trying to go in. Did he go too far? Has to flash back out from the Flag and Dragon. Saint is going to take him out with the Unleashed Power. Dokla in some trouble, forced to flash out. Great scatter on a Darkwings. He is egged up. Rahel, Hambach, Impact trying to help him, but they can do nothing. Impact without his Lizard, not that threatening.
Really cool fight right there. It did look like Sentinels was pulling off something cool with Darkwings and Nivea having a couple really well-placed walls, but then Saint Cinder showed up. And he's a little bit too fed to deal with, getting the easy kill onto Huhi and then helping egg Darkwings so that they could get...
As Rahel tries to get some poke down as the Lion members do enter. Slowly but surely, Baron is getting lower, but this feels like a very risky proposition as now Lion taking some space in the area. Impact is on a flank angle.
Yeah, the Impact flank might be the look here if they're trying to go.
Oh, Berserker whiff there on the Petrifying Gaze, but still chasing after Impact. Rocket Belts forward, and there's the taunt flash, and Darkwings is just gone. Impact now getting chased down. Another Q does connect. It's going to be a double kill there for Armeo as Huhi falls as well. Impact going back to base, has the ulti to rejoin, but Armeo looking for more on the side here. Hambach and Rahel trying to push them back. The scatter does whiff. Hambach goes back in, pops the Crescent Guard, knocks Armeo back towards the tower, and he gets shut down by Rahel. Beautiful plays there from Hambach as he knocks the enemy jungler right into the turret and is enough damage to get the kill.
Yeah, wait a second. Now there's no smite. Maybe the miracle is... Probably not, but you never know. Maybe they'll stop the soul. They can't stop the soul.
It's going to be tough.
Trying. No one's trying.
Maybe you go for a miracle Ezreal ult or something like that, but Ezreal popping the ulti. Let's see. Is it on time? Gets low, but not low enough. They will claim the soul. It's going to be a Baron rush on the other side, but Lion are aware of it. Saint TPing in. Level 16 now with the Hextech soul. This guy is going to be a terror. Huhi looking on the side to see if he could find an angle for an engage.
Probably get the Baron.
Does get some vision here for the team. They will secure the Baron. The question is, can you get out? Dokla's coming behind you on one side. Saint is on the other. And Lion are about to get the bad news. There's the Stand United. Dokla in the middle of the entire team. They're trying to burst him down. They can't finish him off till just now. But Rahel has got a lot of work to do. Flash over the wall there from Saint. He gets stunned up. He may just get burst down. It's a 1K shutdown. Saint tries to become the hero, and he ends up the 0 as it's a 1K shutdown given over to Rahel. Flashed in for the scatter, was instantly immediately stunned by Huhi and could not get the kill.
It's an old reference, but Huhi didn't hear no bell in this game. They gave away the Hex Soul, and they just keep making plays to see if they can make the comeback. They get huge bounties out of the Saint and Dokla kills, and it just felt like because of the choke points they were fighting in, they were really able to abuse the Anivia here. So first off, smart to just go Baron. They have high Baron damage with the Ezreal and the Anivia, and there's no smite on the other side. Then it's all about just getting to a spot where the Anivia can fight well. So even if you're going to get flanked, make sure you can isolate these fights. Berserker can't get in to the fight right now, so Dokla does kind of just go too early, and nobody else can join him for a very long time. The stopwatch on top of the Anivia ult was great for Darkwings, and then yet another wall. Berserker can't follow through, so when Saint flashes, he gets an egg and gives away his own bounty. And finally, Armeo arrives to see the corpses of his teammates.
So much damage getting slowed down from both sides. And that Hex Soul proc was putting him low. Armeo has been chunked out. Dokla losing about half his HP as well. Rahel gonna send him packing. He's got a flash, he's got a ghost, he's got an ult, and he's gonna get the Stand United. And it is still not enough as he burns down to the Ignite. And just like that, Sentinels may have earned themselves the Elder. Impact gonna get chunked though. Flash in there onto Berserker. Berserker in trouble, does cleanse out. Kiting back here. And on the other side, Armeo has to flash over the wall. Berserker flashes in, he's looking for Rahel. The Cataclysm is gonna get shifted away from Rahel. Pops the barrier. Into the GA goes Armeo. Berserker is on a blinking health bar as Hombach goes in, but Berserker is staying around to fight. Saint with a scatter under Rahel. Saint is incredibly low, but is still surviving. There's the teleport from Impact. Has the ulti flash forward. Bear Trap on a rope, gonna miss, but the ulti does not miss. Impact gets his revenge for the early game. Berserker kiting, Berserker fighting. I don't know if it's going to be enough though, because in comes Darkwings. It is the ace for Sentinels. It is the Elder going to be going the way of Sentinels. This game has just flipped on its head.
And Rahel has completely turned on. The damage he got down onto Dokla, Ignite and Death's Dance just burned him to death. Now they'll have the Elder with Baron up. Watching this one more time though, it's just to pick onto Dokla. The Hextech Soul does not make you any tankier. So even through the Shen ult, all the stored up Death's Dance damage plus Ignite gets him, and then the rest of the fight is a 4v5. It's just very difficult for LYON to approach. And honestly, the Maw is pretty clutch right here at the end when Rahel does get the gameplay button pressed on him later by Saint, lives through it. He dodges the damage so well from Armeo early. Rahel just maximizing his damage. I gotta say, at the back end of that fight, if they were just a little cleaner, maybe they could have ended through top lane. There was a big minion wave, but they had to chase the kills. They had to get the Elder. Now they get the Baron, and it's anyone's game at this point.
Absolutely is. And Sentinels, we talked about the history for Armeo, but Armeo has not lost an LCS game in 736 days, so Sentinels on a path to history themselves, chasing the glory of taking down the unkillable Demon King himself, Armeo.
These are quite impressive statistics. I feel like it's been even longer since you and I have lost an LCS game, but we're moving on.
I'm actually undefeated in the LCS.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
amazing job.
Stuff. Thank you.
Okay, so the power of the soul almost mitigated by the gold lead and just the fact that Rahel is nearing, that's about 17,000 damage since our last check-in for Rahel. Rather impressive that Saint's at 41k, to be honest as well. He's been smurfing in this game, but the real story here is in the gold. Rahel, 20,000 gold this game. A lot of it is bounty gold. You have to be so careful with your leads in 2026 because of the bounty system, and it's successfully
Rahel's gonna get caught though, does pop the stasis, was hit by a scatter over the wall. Saint gonna get pushed back by the ult from Hui, and now Armeo pays the iron price. In comes Impact on the ulti, and Sentinel's gonna keep pushing here. They still have 50 seconds on the Baron, and that is a 5v4. Another scatter does land from Saint. Trying to stabilize here, but that is a big pick and a big survival there from Rahel.
That's why you invest in the Seeker's Arm Guard, just in case, because he got hit by the scatter. And there's no Mikhails on his team, there's no cleanse, needed to be able to live through that still.
has not been about him. And at this point in the game, there's more than enough damage to just focus him down. Berserker, though, finds a Petrifying Gaze onto Hombach. Is going to try to chase him with the Rylai's on the other side. Huhi getting low. Hombach tries to re-engage. Isles comes in with a Stand United. There's the flash out. And in comes Dokla. It's the Zonia's getting popped, but it's Huhi killed over the wall. It's Saked. Going to be knocking one down. Hombach incredibly low.
Watch Rahel, though.
Berserker. Impact tries to ult out. Does get stopped. Armeo popping back up with a GA, but he is just knocked out of the air there by Darkwings. At the end of the day, it is a 2-for-2. It looked like it might have been a Lion stop, but Sentinels use the stasis, use the summoner, survive, and keep it even.
And it's just the poor support jungles.
That verdant barrier here. And Dokla feels like he can't go back to base. He's got to stay around, but he is going to be starting this fight at about 30% HP. And again, Darkwings finds him, just whittling him down. He's got to pop the ulti and go, but I don't think he wins this 1v1. In comes the Stand United. They're trying to keep him alive. The egg gets popped, and he's still alive. He's alive. Rahel is kiting. Rahel is fighting. He's trying to knock down Dokla. And on the side, Armeo is dying to Hombach. Impact coming in, looking for the reinforcements. Dokla again survives as another Death Dance proc comes through. I cannot believe that he is still alive, but their base is in shambles. The supers are working on the Nexus, and at the end of the day, it's again another 2-for-2. Dokla, against all odds, stays standing, but Lion have got to go back and defend their base, and Sentinels get another Elder.
That was insane. For all the attention that was spent on Dokla, Huhi headshot Saint with the Solar Flare, and then Kled was able to run him down. That was the real carry for Lion, which is probably why Sentinels was still able to win the extended fight. When Saint wasn't there to do the damage, and Dokla was doing damage, but kind of running around, barely trying to stay alive, didn't even proc his Guardian Angel. The second Elder of the game goes over to Sentinels, and now yet another Baron will be going over to Sentinels. What a wild game.
I mean, this is crazy. That was incredibly close. I thought that fight was going to start and Dokla was just going to die through the Stand United and it was going to look horrible, but the fact that he survives, he keeps getting the resets with the Death Dance, you know, cleansing all of that delayed damage.
Yep.
He's able to egg Darkwings, take him out. That made it so much closer, and had they not gotten that kill on a Saint, I think that Lion would have taken that fight, so a pretty critical pick there from Huhi.
Yeah, beautiful ultimate now. Still deathless on the Ezreal is Rahel, with Baron and Elder, and an inhibitor on both the top and bottom lanes, but no supers, crucially, yet. Let's see if they can do something on this push with all the buffs in the world.
Yeah, Armeo lost 30% of his HP to one Ezreal Q with that true damage burn, and they're going in on a Dokla. Dokla's just going to try to turn and fight, pops the Ragnarok, but he doesn't have the damage at this point. It feels like he gets walled off, and the Elder execute is going to be coming. Does get knocked down into the GA, and Hombach goes in for Isles. Isles pops the heal. Armeo trying to re-engage with the Cataclysm, but Berserker and Say can do nothing. A great scatter over on a Huhi. He is low. Hombach is low, but he does not fall. They retreat into the fountain. Impact trying to get in there and finish him off, but he falls. The Stand United keeps him alive, but the Nexus is being targeted, and I think it's going to go down. Rahel and Darkwings take down the Nexus, break the undefeated streak from LYON, and win game one.
Armeo's 100% LCS win rate is no more, but more importantly, Sentinels take the win. Lounge, are you not entertained?
Oh, that was an entertaining game.
I'm always entertained, but
that was a great
you guys didn't even give LYON, like, you didn't give Sentinels a win.
I believe in the Armeo.
You saw the majority of that game. Did you believe in it? The vast majority of that game?
No.
I'm going back behind the PC. I'm going back
I told you that's what the game would look like.
Yeah, fair enough. Brad's going to break down some moments from that game, though. Sentinels pulled it together.
This is where the Huhi quote comes in clutch, right? Huhi saying, "You're just one team fight away from winning the game." Like, that's a Huhi quote.
It sounded just like him.
That's exactly what he sounds like.
Huhi
I
run
thought
in
Jay
here?
was in the room.
And so, like, we just play this out. This is Sentinels recognizing how large this goal deficit is, and the fact that the most important thing, it's a Hex Soul. The most important soul to be able to go up against. Like, if you lose a Hex Soul, you're probably going to lose the game. So let's take a look at this positioning. They just cleared out mid, so LYON is waiting for the next wave, and they're just waiting and biding their time. Sentinels are like, we need to push for something right now. So they start the Baron. And funny enough, this works poorly for them. For Sentinels, this is where they actually kind of,
yeah, it's like
they die here. So if we rush it through here, Berserker runs down Impact, and then Isles finds a pick on towards Darkwings, and they do the exact same for Huhi. So you're wondering, why are you playing this play, Raz? Well, the most important thing is what LYON does with this time, because Jarvan died, so they can't go immediately towards Baron. So they try and get the soul immediately. So Sentinels recognizes, wait, we actually have a good timing buff. So let's go towards Baron. They push the play here. LYON, who's really delayed on their tempo, know they need to actually fight for this play. So then they lose Baron, they want to hunt. Dokla's like, I have an angle, we have soul, we should win this. Problem is, you're one man in front of 5 people. You are dead. And so even with the ulti from Isles, this just turns into another pick, and Sentinel's a team that is very scrappy when they are in a position like this. They will fight it through. So then this is huge. They come out with Baron with 3 kills. And now, if we zoom in towards the major fight, how all those bounties got lost, you're fighting around here. And yes, the name that we have been all singing is Rahel. And the fact that Rahel has just been chipping at again and again. How did Armeo even get that low? Question, Rahel, 1 Q, 2 Qs. Armeo realizes he can't take up this space, he backs away. Berserker even tries to back away, recognizing this. Dokla's been trying to find an angle the entire time. And 2 Qs, 3 Qs, he's dead, burning with Ignite. And so suddenly it turns into an Elder Fight win for Sentinels. And this is just them finding their timing around tempo that puts them in a winning position. In the fight, the game still gets really, really hectic from here on out. But if we're just talking about how did they get back into the game, that was clearly how they get back into the game. It's I think their creativity and recognizing the small windows that they have.
Yeah.
All they need is one fight. All Rahel needed was Ezreal, our stalwart. I am going to play a traditional AD carries. I know who he told me that he's been practicing mages. I don't know if I believe you.
I don't think I believe it. No.
But Rahel had a phenomenal game on the Ezreal.
Insane KD, insane farm. We were looking at the farm numbers at the end there, being like he was above perfect farm.
500?
I don't think he hit 500, but he's probably around like the 450, 470, I'd guess. Raz, did you happen to see at the end there?
Hell no.
I'll give him the 450. I'll give him the 450, but on Ezreal, that's crazy. But hey, that's Sentinels taking game 1, ending the win streak of our Mayo and LYON. Make sure that you at home, though, don't miss any LCS action when you get your favorite foods delivered on Uber Eats for less gold. Earlier today, LOL Esports announced Caps as our next Hall of Legends inductee, and our LCS players shared their thoughts on the Danish mid laner. So let's take a look.
Having the experience and being calm, cool, collected, and kind of just like being creative, like the longevity of his career, how much of a peak he's been at, like it feels like the game's never over.
When I play against him, I feel like he's very good at finding the cracks, very brave and smart.
He's really creative, like in the mid game or late game. He's looking for game-winning angle. I don't think many people does this stuff.
I kinda knew that he was good, but after he joined Fnatic, like he was much better. And then after he joined G2, I felt like he's the king of Europe.
I have one story, like it was 2024 Worlds. I played Champions Q in EU for the bootcamp, and I play against him. I was thinking, let's see how good he is. I actually just gave, like not even close. Maybe I was down 50 CS or 40 CS. Like, damn, this guy is actually insane. I think that was the first time I play against him. I was thinking, yeah, he's a legend.
He was a lot better than I thought he would be. I kind of thought he would be a little bit more of like a passive player, like look for certain timers, but like honestly, he was kind of just a maniac. I just thought it was fun. Like I love playing against people who like try to push their limits like that, and it's like, it's really fun to try to push your limits against people like that too. You're honestly like such a big inspiration to like so many people, and like it's just super well deserved. I hope you can reach what you're looking for one day. Rooting for you.